Hey everyone, I'm Matt. I know I haven't been here for a while, and it was because I actually got sick. I couldn't stop coughing and sniffling, and it was really annoying. So, yeah, that's that. But I am here, and luckily, while I was not 100%, but enough to do research for this video, I got it ready, and here we go. Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, first known as Cantonment Leavenworth, was established by Henry Leavenworth on the Missouri River on May 8, 1827. Fort Leavenworth was the first settlement in Kansas Territory, and it was the oldest active Army post west of the Mississippi River. Sitting on the bluffs overlooking the western bank of the Missouri River, the fort initially served as a quartermaster depot, arsenal, and troop post. It was dedicated to protecting the fur trade and safeguarding commerce on the Santa Fe Trail. The post was evacuated in May of 1829 and accompanied by the Kickapoo Indians until it was regarnished in the fall of 1829. And if I pronounced that name wrong, I apologize now, because until I did my research, I never heard of the Kickapoo Indians. So, I mean, I live nowhere near Kansas, so. The name of the post was changed to Fort Leavenworth on February 8, 1832. Fort Leavenworth quickly became a primary destination for thousands of soldiers, souvenirs, and surveyors and settlers who were passing through on their way to vast west. During the early years, soldiers from Fort Leavenworth protected wagon trains hauling supplies over the Santa Fe, Oregon, and other trails to most forts, posts, and military camps of the West, some as far as the Pacific Ocean. In 1839, the colonial Stephen W. Henry marched against the Cherokee with the companies of dragoons and largest U.S. mounted force ever assembled. After the Kansas-Nebraska Act was passed in 1854, the Army spent much time attempting to keep the lid on the post of trouble between the pro-slavery bushwhackers and the free soil jayhawkers in the Bleeding Kansas area. Military expeditions from Fort Leavenworth under General Albert Sidney Johnston, that's a long name, also associated in 1857 to 1858 with raiding the Mormons in Utah under Birmingham Young back under federal control. During the Civil War, thousands were recruited and mustered out from Camp Lincoln and Fort Leavenworth. Between 1861 and 1865, the regular army formed a foundation on which volunteer forces were built. Fort Leavenworth was considered a rich prize by Confederate General Sterling Price, who advanced towards the fort in 1864. Before reaching the fort, however, he was defeated in Battle of Westport, Missouri, on October 23, 1864. Railroads stretching towards the west came from under increasing attack by the plains Plains Indians during the Civil War. Because the Western posts were undetermined, Confederate prisoners were called upon to help help the hostile natives. 5 of these regiments were outfitted at Fort Leavenworth. For the next 30 years, Fort Leavenworth became a safe base of operation on the native frontier. The primary mission to control American Indian tribes on the Western Plains. Between 1865 and 1891, the Army had more than 1,000 combatant engagements with a packed, locked, I don't know how to pronounce a lot of these names, Sene, Ute, Nez Perce, Comanche, Kiowa, Kickapoo, and other tribes. The natives wanted to maintain their land and freedom, and the United States government wanted to place the natives on reservations. With constant breaking of the treaties and inability to send natives promised supplies, the natives did not feel compelled to keep treaties on their own end. Fort Leavenworth was directly involved with the native wars through 1878, when St. Joseph Nez Perce tribe was detained at the fort after their defeat in 1877. In 1866, the U.S. Congress authorized the formation of black regiments to the 24th and 25th Infantry Regiments and the 9th and 10th Cavalry Regiments. The 10th Cavalry Regiment was formed at Fort Leavenworth under the command of Colonel Benjamin H. Garrison on September 21st, 1866. In western Kansas, the Kiowa encountered the soldiers of the 10th and finding them violent opponents, turned them the Buffalo Soldiers. In time, the term was used for the black soldiers in 4 regiments. The Buffalo Soldiers left Fort Leavenworth and repeated honors the Plains and the West. In 1898, the Buffalo Soldiers fought Yuma, winning prize from Theodore Roosevelt and his Rough Riders on their crucial role in the Battle of Santiago. The Buffalo Soldiers also served on the Mexican border before American entry into the First World War. Today, the monument stands at Fort Leavenworth in the tribute to the Buffalo Soldiers on the 9th and 10th Cavalry Regiments. In 1875, the state's disciplinary barracks were established and continued operation through 2002. When new barracks were built, the barracks are the only maximum security prison in the Department of Defense, serving all military branches. The old barracks once held more than 1,000 prisoners, though the new building houses over 500. Annie? This is over there. I swear I felt something. Oh, if you say that was Annie. I'm not happy with her for that Bruce. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I love you dearly, but I'm so mad at you for that. That was not okay. Anyway. In later years, the barracks became the temporary home for many Nazi prisoners before they were executed at the fort. Rocky Rosarero got his start in boxing at the Barracks. The fort's first Catholic church was built in 1871, where it was later replaced by St. Ignatius Chapel in 1889. St. Ignatius Chapel was destroyed by a fire in December of 2001, and its foundation preserved in a memorial park. The first Protestant memorial chapel was built by prisoner labor in 1878. Stone quarry on the post. With the end of the Indian Wars, the fort became an regional part of the Army's new office execution education system and worldwide model for military corrections. In 1881, General William T. Sherman established a school of application for cavalry and infantry, which later evolved into the U.S. Army Command and General Staff College. Many famous students and instructors at the college are George C. Marshall, Dwight D. Eisenhower. I forgot I came across Eisenhower during my research. I've been to the Eisenhower House in Gettysburg, in and outside and on the bridge of Eisenhower. I wonder if it's the same family. Douglas MacArthur, Colin Powell, and George Patton. In 1885, the Leavenworth Soldiers' Home was built later and later became the Veterans Administration Center. In 1893, the Emilio Chapel, made famous in Ripley's Believe It or Not, was built on the Virginia grounds. Excuse me. World War I proved the wisdom of Sherman's initiative. Fort Leavenworth graduates excelled in planning complex American expeditionary forces operations. By the war's end, the dominant staff thought the expeditionary forces. In the years between the world wars, Fort Leavenworth General Staff College graduates include such officers as Dwight D. Eisenhower, Omar N. Bradley, and George S. Patton. During World War II, some 19,000 officers completed various courses at Fort Leavenworth. By the end of 1943, commanders and staff of 26 infantry, airborne, and cavalry divisions had trained as some terms at the school. In 1946, the school was given its current name. In 1959, the college moved into J. Franklin Bell Hall on Arsenal Hill. In 1985, Harold K. Johnson Wing was added to the House Combined Arms and Service Staff School. Eisenhower Hall was dedicated in 1994. Classes for the School of Military Studies, the School of Command Preparation, and Combined Arms Research Library of the Eisenhower Hall. The Combined Army Center was created in 1973. The senior headquarters of both CAC had responsibilities in training. decline in later development since it was created. Today, its major subgrade organizes in associated schools and centers. CAC has the mission of preparing the Army and its leaders for war as the Center for Excellence in Leader Development, deploying collective training and battle command. The Lewis and Clark Center, the new home of the Command and General Staff College, opened in 2007. The $115 million stay of the Art Training Center included 96 classrooms and more than 1,500 students and 600 faculty members. In addition to the faculties, the post houses active soldiers, including the 35th Infantry Division. Though the fort allows visitors and the general public welcome to enter the post without military ID, all visitors older than 16 need a valid government ID card, such as driver's license, passports, or military ID, to enter the post. Vehicles must have current tags and proof of its insurance and registration. Upon arrival, vehicles are subject to search. Visitors at Fort Leavenworth may enter either at the main gate near North 7th Street or in Hancock Gate near North 20th Street. Both entrances are located off the north end of the city of Leavenworth and Highway 73 in the northeastern corner of Kansas. Scattered across the main post are limestone pedestals, which are a part of the historical Fort Leavenworth Wayside Tour. These pedestals provide information and audio narratives describe the history of each site. The self-guided tour begins at the Fort Army Museum, which tells the story of Fort Leavenworth and the Frontier Army with extensive collection of weapons, uniforms, and equipment. The main exhibit gallery presents the history of the Army west of Mississippi River from 1817 to 1917. The museum is located at the 100 Reynolds Avenue. Several old officers' houses, historic Fort Leavenworth, are haunted. Faces can be seen in the back of the fireplaces, and strange noises are heard at night. Many believe that ghosts and the spirits of inmates who were executed at the United States disciplinary barracks on Fort Leavenworth, and the ghosts of those who buried in the National Cemetery located just beyond the prison walls. The Chief of Staff Quarters at 624 Scott Avenue continues to host a tea party in the parlor. Though the apparitions have not been seen, several people report hearing the sounds of a tea party coming from otherwise empty parlor. Former site of St. Ignatius Chapel, the original St. Ignatius Chapel, was built where a house now stands, at 632 Thomas Avenue. In 1875, the original church and rectory burnt down, claiming the life of a young priest who had been assigned there. After the fire, the salvageable building material was used to build the new residence. Some of the scorched brick can still be seen making up the fireplace in the house dining room. Etched into these bricks are several names, including that that of Father Fred. Many who have lived there have claimed to see Father Fred walking around the house in his priestly as soon as I'm talking about a priest. Did any of you see that over this way? Or was that just me? I must be going crazy. Reportedly, he is most often seen walking up and down the stairs and in the kitchen and dining room. In the 1970s, I saw something right behind me this time. It could be the windowsill. And I just caught it at a wrong time, but that windowsill right there. Wait, what? His robed figure appeared in the Polaroid photograph taken at a dinner party. After the first chapel burnt down in 1875, a new one was built at the corner of McSellen and Pope. However, on December 16th, the year 2000, in the early morning hours, it burst into flames and was completely destroyed. It makes one wonder if there isn't some more malevolent force at work there. The general residence is located at 1 Scott Avenue and is said to continue to host General George Armstrong Cluster. Often seen roaming the first floor of the older residence, his spirit supposedly lingers because Fort Leavenworth was the site where he court materialized. In 1867, for leaving his command and ministering his troops. The hearing was held in the commanding general quarters, where Cluster was found guilty and given years suspension without pay. Afterward, he was rescinded and rejoined the 7th Cavalry in September of 1868, where he served until the Central Battle of Little Bighorn in 1876. The old disciplinary barracks has 12 towers along the wall before the barracks closed. Did you all see that orb? It went like this. Like they knew. What? You all are seeing this, right? Orb right there and orb right there. I'm so glad I'm recording. I mean, that was a fact that orb because it was shaped weird. I even saw the shape. What? I don't know. Not all of them were manned. Number 8 tower has not been renovated and never manned during the later years that the prison was open. Closed off only the way you could get into the tower was a walk along the wall from another tower. However, guards would often report seeing something move inside the tower. However, long ago, a soldier committed suicide in the tower by shooting himself in the head. This is sad. Where the prison was still open, the control tower would often get phone calls from Tower 8. Even though there was no phone in the tower, when the line was picked up, there would be only static on the other end. At one point, a patrol car reported seeing someone standing in the tower pointing a rifle at them. No one was in the tower at the time. Other towers were also haunted. Guards would report hearing the sounds of someone walking up the stairs and knocking on the trapdoor entrance to the tower when no one is there. Building 65 was one of the person hospitals, and an unused elevator was said to be haunted. According to legend, 14 German POW were executed in the elevator shaft by hanging. Often guards would report hearing screaming coming from the old elevator. On the third floor of the building, which was only used as storage, a ghostly man in a wheelchair were often seen being pushed by another ghostly figure. The old disciplinary barracks operated from 1875 to the year 2002, when the new barracks were built. The officers' quarters, located at 605 McShellen Avenue, is said to continue to host previous residents. The ghostly apparition of a man with a mustache and a goatee once appeared in the fireplace in the middle of a burning fire. When the fire died out, the face continued to linger at the back of the fireplace. The apparition had also been seen in one of the bedrooms and once in the bathroom with an old-fashioned razor and shaving cream. At another time, loud footsteps up and down the stairs, doors slamming shut, splashing noises, and loud crashes throughout the house are heard. Residents also report icy cold spots in various parts of the house. The Rookery is a duplex located at 12 and 14 Summer Place. It's the oldest home on the base. It is said to be haunted by several spirits. I cannot talk this long with a cough like this, sorry. Built in 1832, the residence have been occupied continuously since it was erected. The number of ghosts who haunt this old residence have given the reputation of being the most haunted house in Kansas. The most prevalent ghost is that of a woman with blonde hair who rushes at people with her fingernails clawing in the attack. So kind of like that. Said to have been a victim of violence long ago. Her ghostly presence lingered within the Rookery. Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. Would I know? Absolutely. In a heartbeat. Could I go? That would be a maybe, because again, I live too far away from I almost said Texas. Too far away from Kansas. So, with that being said, I would love to go, and hopefully one day I will. Like a lot of people say never. You never know who you're going to meet or where you're going to pop up. So, anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching my channel and videos. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I am Haunted Girl, and the paranormal is my playground. I'll spook you later. Until next time, pleasant dreams.